All right, I'm going to be doing an install on I'm going to be installing some Firestone Ride Right airbags on a 2000 Toyota Tundra. And I'm not a YouTuber, so I apologize in advance about the quality of the video, but I'll do my best to put together something that you can hopefully use. I didn't see a lot of tutorials on how to install this kit, or any overview at all about how to install this kit on the 2000 Toyota Tundra. So I will go ahead and show you what truck I'm going to put it on. This is the 2000 Toyota Tundra right here, and that is my company Level Up garage door. And the reason for this install is because I want to add some capacity to the rear. As you can see, it's sagging. I have a lift in the front. It's about a 2.5 inch lift, although right now it looks like more. But it's about a 2.5 inch lift up front. And the reason for this install is because I have about, I would say, roughly 1,000 pounds of added weight. I have a weather guard pack rats, and that alone it weighs 257 pounds dry. And then you add all the parts in there, and then you add springs and everything to this box to keep all my springs in here, with the rack, with the added weight. So I'm guessing it's around 1,000 pounds. So what I want to do is I want to raise this rear up right here. All right, first step, jack up the vehicle and throw it on jack stands, being supported at the rear axle. Once again, I apologize if you can't see very well. Let me grab some light here. There we go. Supported by the rear axle. You can jack it up right by the rear axle right there on the pumpkin. And then the install is going to be taking place right in that area in front of the U-bolts. I've already upgraded the leaf springs on this truck. They're supposed to support about 500 more pounds, but they do a better job, but they just don't have all of the capacity of what I'm looking for, because I do have quite a bit of sag, especially when I'm loaded, when I have a couple garage doors up on top. So here's my kit, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with the install on step number 2. So this is the Firestone Ride Right airbag system that I received from Jags today, and I think it was around 350 bucks out the door, and then I paid for expedited shipping to get it here a little bit quicker. So there's the kit. I mean, if you're watching this video, you already know what the kit consists of for the most part. Has, the brackets, and these are those are the brackets that you'll see online. You will see another type of bracket listed for depending on where you buy the kit, but I think there's only the one type of bracket that is for this 2000 Toyota Tundra. You got the airline, all the hardware bags in there. I'm not sure if we got. Oh, this must be for the inflation valve bracket kit. So that's for your air. Another bracket, and then you have a couple of these. And then what else we got here? Let's see, some paperwork, installation instructions, things like that. All right, I went ahead and installed the air fitting on the top of the airbag. I also installed the upper bracket, and what I did is just ran it down with an impact. They do give you torque specs if you want to use the torque spec sheets. I think 28 foot-pounds, I believe. So I just used an impact for this 1/4 inch impact with a, I believe it's a 9/16 socket. And then for the air fitting, I used a small crescent wrench, and then I also used these larger channel locks, because you do want to get some purchase on it. It does get pretty tight rather quickly. I wanted a little bit more than, I wanted about a full turn on there, so just keep that in mind, that if you start it like that, and then it will be easier to get one full turn on it if you start it in this position rather than start it pointing out this way, and then you'll have to go a full 1.5 turns in order to get back where you want it. So keep that in mind, and on to the next step. All right, I want to show you what I did on this side here to go ahead and get this set up for drilling. Now I went ahead and left that lower bolt right there. You can just see the head of it right there. I let that a little bit loose so I can have some rotation. That way I can get this nice and flush. I'm going to come back after I drill my holes, or after at least I get this lined up. Then I'm just going to take it off. I got to take it off anyways, and to drill it, I'm going to mark my holes. But I wanted to show you how I marked my holes to get this flush here. Is I went ahead and just put a small amount of pressure on the outside so it sits flush, because that bracket wants to tilt, and you want to get some nice, you want to be able to center, get a good center drill on your bracket there, so you don't, so it's not going to be sitting cattywampus. So that's what I did there. Oh yeah, also you want to make sure your spacing is at least a 1/2 inch underneath the lowest part of the frame. So as you can see, I used the bracket that they recommended that comes with the kit, and I placed that underneath, and think that's going to work out, because you have to have room for your airline there to go through the back. And then I flushed it up right here, and then you also want to flush that up, make sure that's hooked around your U-bolt there. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark my holes, take it off, and drill all the way through. Alright guys, so I just finished the passenger side. I went ahead and did the passenger side first, although it gives instructions for the driver's side. I hear the driver's side's harder because of brake lines and such. It's yet to be found out, but I want to show you how we did on the passenger side here. And then this is what it looks like on the back side. Let's see if I can get up there. Okay. All right. So you can see the clearance there, guys, and you see the one there. I didn't have room to put the washer on there, but it's a serrated flange nut, and it's I think it's going to be fine. I think it has plenty of clamping force, and with the other ones that are on there, I felt that it was sufficient. I think I got that one on backwards, but I think it's all good. I'm happy with that. Like I said, that one on the lower, it's a flange nut, so it already has a flange in it, which kind of acts as a washer. And, I think that's going to be plenty for what it is. So got the bottom bracket on there right there. There's my airbag, guys. So actually, all in all, not too bad. If I were to do it again, I may have moved it just a little bit in order to clearance that back bolt a little bit. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the install. I'm going to move to the other side. And once again, there it is again. There's not a whole lot to it. So if you're thinking about doing this, just make sure you have all your the right tools that you need. I did use a drill block to get straight holes, and you want to make sure that you get those. You want to make sure that you use a center punch, or just have a really good drill start right in the middle of the hole. A center punch would be ideal, but because there's not a lot of room for mistakes as far as getting those bolts in there, and that bracket is very rigid. It's going to be hard to move. Other than that, I mean, you can see how much clearance. I don't have much clearance between my bump stop, and that's how much weight is on the bed right now. So this is going to do. I think this is going to do great. I'm hoping, at least. And I'm going to get this aired up after I get the other side installed, get the air lines installed, get it aired up, and take it for a test drive. I'll come back with a review. I'll go for a drive, and then I will also give it a couple months and maybe come back with another review, let you know how I like the kit.